no, I'm sorry, number 9. For possible action, discussion and deliberation to approve, amend, approve, deny recommendations from the planning committee for changes to the International Property Maintenance Code. I'm gonna take this one because.
Is it working? Hello.
There you go.
Alright. So the only consensus we had on our board was that we don't want this. Unfortunately, we don't got that option. So if you get a crap sandwich, the best you can do is put ketchup on it, and that's our attempt here. So the problem is this ties into, I'm going to quote them here, International Mechanics Code, International Plumbing Code, ICC Electrical Code, Uniform Mechanical Code, Uniform Plumbing Code, and National Electric Code. In my opinion, they could have stopped right there. That's good enough. Anything else you want to put in here on how to run the thing, that would have been fine too. But everything else they put in there after that is more restrictive than the things I just quoted. That's why they're in here. The problem is, wherever this was originally written, and I can't find where it was originally written, I'm going to guess Chicago. The people are on a fifth of an acre or less, and they were trying to start HOA rules for people that had houses long before HOAs came out. The county voted for this without even reading it, because if they did, they would have never voted for it. So we tried to take out everything that we could that wasn't involving public safety, or there was another thing.
Health.
Right, health and public safety. Take all that crap out that we could, that they tacked on there. So there's a whole lot that we removed because we can, because right at the beginning, it states these things are being enforced. Let's say them again: International Mechanical Code, International Plumbing Code, ICC Electrical Code, Uniform Mechanical Code, Uniform.
Do we still have an option? My name is Pauline.
Spell your last name, please.
Lemus. Do we still have an option to not adopt it and just say we don't want to pass it at all and motion to not pass it and just get that on the record that for now we don't pass it, but if it wants to come back again next time, it can come to the table? Is that a possibility?
No.
Are we not doing a vote today because Brenda's not present?
We're not doing a vote today because we don't have enough grounds to figure out what the summary is. It's a summary without any reference.
Okay, to get more backup.
Well, we're going to have to, it's up to the board members now because they did their job, they did what we asked, and their suggestions, as I said, but
Yeah.
They removed on several parts whole paragraphs. We don't know what those paragraphs are. So we want to make sure that when we send it up with our suggestions, that the board concurs.
So the county's already adopted it across the county. When I read the ordinance, I noticed on page 47 there was a spot that said regional planning only for the area associated with this. So now if we vote for it in our town, now we're automatically adopting those. I mean, I think that it would be better for us as a community if we don't want those to start getting on the record now that we don't want them, and we all say we don't want them, and then we can go ahead and try to rewrite it. But if we just keep allowing them to do it, see, the way it works in the bigger towns also, and if I got a second, the International Property Maintenance Code starts, and then comes the International Property Building Maintenance Code, the I.P.M.C book. So then they tie the two together, and that's basically how they come after you to, start filing charges, criminally prosecute people. And I don't think we're ready for that. I know I'm not. I don't support that. So I'm just saying it might be better for us to start getting on record that we don't want to do it than keep postponing it. That's my suggestion. Thank you.
Silly one. Like what you said there, gentleman over there. It goes against our values as a community, probably close to 100%. It would be a financial burden for a lot of people, especially if we're a target. It could be weaponized. And I'd like to read a quote by C.S. Lewis, that of all tyrannies, a tyranny sincerely exercised for the good of its victims may be the most oppressive. It would be better to live under robber barons than under omnipotent moral busybodies. The robber baron's cruelty may sometimes sleep, his cupidity may at some point be satiated. But those who torment us for our own good will torment us without end, for they do so with the approval of their own conscience. I strongly oppose this. If you guys could quash it, minimize the effect whatsoever, that'd be a wonderful thing. My wife and I lived 12 years under HOA Vegas, moved here 3.5 years ago. One thing I had changed the light bulb or the weeds, but still, it goes against our moral fiber.
I vote no on this. We do not want this here, and if they want to bring it here, I think there should be a moratorium on people that have been here and make this so that it happens to people 26, 27 on in there. The rest of us don't have to put up with this crap. And until we can have our board members know that we don't want it, the board members, in my opinion, are gonna have to follow along with the county and everybody else. We have to stand up as people. We have to make it known we don't want this crap. And until we do, we are going to get run over. So it's a choice that everybody needs to make for themselves. Do you want this? Or do you want to just give it to the county and say, oh, gee, I'm sorry, okay, go ahead, have it your way. I don't agree. I moved here in 2006. I moved to get away from that crap. I don't want it here. If we need to build something here, we have the talent. We have builders, we have engineers, we have everybody we need right here in this community. And we can draw off that. We don't need to have their rules and regulations come in. Although in 50 years, this will be East LA. That's just a fact. That's just how it's going right now. So for now, while we're here, you need to make a decision. You need to tell your board members, we don't want this, and vote on it that way. And those that do want it, go back to Pahrump or Vegas.
Please, gentlemen, make no mistake, no board member supports this thing.
You really need to think about those things before you pass a county-wide building permit process. Thank you.
Thank you, and we will consider that when we consider doing that. This doesn't do it, so. Any further discussion?
Yeah, I just want Mr. Chair, I just want to reiterate so that everybody understands, we're not changing the outlying areas via this building code. In fact, this building code really doesn't have much change at all over what we're currently building under. The only thing of major change is, believe it or not, residential property. If you build anything over 5,000 square feet, you have to have fire suppression sprinklers. And there is some grading changes for slope away from a home. But no, it's a good document. Thank you.
Thank you. Someone call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Needs than Beatty has versus Amargosa. So what I'd like to see is this actually be put on their town's agendas and discussed to see how much further they'd like to go with it, or if they'd like to see the changes, or what the public has to say about it. I don't think just sending out a letter to maybe one person that ever sees it on the town board and puts their own opinion in is actually getting a feel or an opinion of the people it's actually affecting, which would be the people that live there and are building there, and etc. I'm going to go ahead and support this as is, but I would like to see something a little different in the future to go along with this maybe, and see if we need to amend it in some way that maybe if it's affecting them personally or as a town that they would not be agreeable with. I know there are towns that do actually, and ordinances and laws that say, okay, this applies to every town except whichever town doesn't want to be part of it. I mean, that's legally, it can be done. It is in the NRS that way. So I just wanted to see if we could have a little more cooperation and collaboration with those people. Yeah, it's always scary when we write laws because in the same instance, I don't want this to end up that it gets so expensive a person can't afford to build. And they end up running the other way, going to Clark County or vice versa. So that needs to be taken in consideration is the cost involved here. I can see why we need to be up to date.
Is trying to get things solved. We have some major issues out here, and at this point, what we're doing is just trying to get together and get a couple words. Do you have anything else to say, Richard, about the I.P.M.C. today, the International Property Maintenance Code?
I already said it.
All right. And say that one more time for the camera.
It's evil.
That's his opinion of the International Property Maintenance Code. It's evil. Yama, in just a couple words, what do you have to say about the International Property Maintenance Code? This is the code that's in Pahrump Regional Planning right now, and they're trying to force it and impose it on the people of Amargosa Valley. What would you have to say, sir?
One word, evil.
Wow, everybody seems to have the same conclusion here today. This is out in the rural Nevada area, 89020, Amargosa Valley, the International Property Maintenance Code. Everybody that's came out today to talk about it has all said the same thing. They are against it, and we've heard evil, and we did hear one gentleman say, F the government, but I don't know about that. I just know that that's one of the comments that was made out here today by some guys who came in and wrote in to support us here against the International Property Maintenance Code. Thank you. Have a great day. Lemus Landfill. That's right. That's right, guys. Let me get a couple words from you real quick, John. You're out here in Amargosa Valley today. What do you think about the I.P.M.C, the International Property Maintenance Code? Can I get a couple quick words from you?
From what I've heard so far, this becomes like a real mess. More like the UN and the World Economic Forum reaching out again to try and grasp everybody's rights and turn us back into serfs again.
Wow, that's an interesting point of view. Do you think that they should be imposing rules from another county area which is outside of the jurisdiction locally for Amargosa Valley? As far as this is coming all the way out of Pahrump, Nevada. That's where they have their International Property Maintenance Code, and basically they're pushing that jurisdiction on our local rural area, 89020. What do you think about that?
I think it's nonsense. I think if the Pahrump officials went and took money from these guys to do their bidding, it doesn't mean the local officials should join in and make everybody slaves.
I think, excuse me, I think Pahrump, just to make a point here.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
They should clean up their own backyard before they snoop in mine.
Wow, that's a very good point.
I could cite code violations in the city of Pahrump left and right, and I go there all the time. So I don't understand where, make sure you make Pahrump compliant first,
right?
Then you can come out here,
right?
Start messing with me.
Would you agree, John?
That's why I moved here.
Yeah.
I moved here to get away from that.
Well, let me tell you the way I look at it, and let me get just a couple of words to sum it up. If you could put the I.P.M.C in 3 words, what would you say, Mark?
It's governmental control. It's 2 words.
Globalism. It probably gets back to globalism. The UN, World Economic Forum.
Right?
Yeah, it's one world government where a bunch of unelected idiots like the people that run the EU, not the advisory board, the people that are elected that have no power, but I've heard, I don't know this for a fact, that most of them are royals or related to the royals that are running Europe right now, into the ground sideways, I might add.
Yes. You know, we here in America run under an operating system called the allodial system. And other places in Europe and other places in the world run off of a different system. But what makes us different is we have our own decision-making power. And we're supposed to be for the people, by the people, for the people, by the people, by the people, for the people. What do you think about that, Mark?
Our founding fathers believe in local government. That's our founding constitution is localized government, not centralized government. So that's the bottom line. You either believe in communism, you believe in freedom. One of the two.
Freedom.
I take freedom.
Here we are, guys. 25th, 2005, Amargosa Valley. We're out here just chilling, and we've got some dope individuals here who have just pulled up on us with some of the sickest bikes that I have seen this side of the Mississippi. Let me tell you what. Look at these big dogs, man.
This is how we're rolling out here. Hey, can I get a couple words from you, sir?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So yeah, we're rolling to Lone Pine,
Yeah.
California.
Yeah.
Gonna do a little Death Valley, a little Dante's Peak, a little bit of the Stovepipe Wells, hang out, meet some new people. That's the
Wow.
whole gig of this, right?
Wow,
Meeting new
thank you
people all
guys.
the time.
Thank you guys for coming out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, we've got a thing imposing on our valley right now. If I could get a word from you. They're trying to come out and say this I.P.M.C, which is the International Property Maintenance Code, should be adopted out here. They condemned one rural family member's home that has kids and a family. They also right now have 2 other suspended sentences, but criminal sentences. One for a guy having a dishwasher in his yard and some refrigerators. Another guy for having hay bales in his yard.
And that's out here in Amargosa
That's
Valley?
out here in Amargosa Valley, 89020. It's kind of a shame this day and age in America, you still have people trying to do
HOA
that.
out here.
No, that's
This
right.
is a free America. Fuck them.
Right.
Fuck this government and what they're doing to our people.
Wow, thank you
That's
guys.
the reason you're out here, is be able to raise your animals, be able
Yep.
to have whatever you want to have in your yard.
Yep.
It's your property.
That's what I feel too. I feel the same way.
Absolutely.
And you know what's so important about it is we never passed it, and we went on the ballot back in the 80s to remove us from Nye County, to separate us completely from them. And we became our own elected town board at that point. But now they're imposing this on us now that there's a water shortage. So we just wanted to get some people's information. I appreciate you guys just stopping and popping in today and supporting our cause.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. But yeah. The I.P.M.C is garbage. We're going to throw it out. We've got a town board meeting on the 28th, and I'm hoping everybody goes along with us and says, forget that garbage. You're not going to impose
Jim
rules
Marsh
and
over
fake
here.
laws.
Get Jim Marsh and all his money over here to fix that.
Right. That's what he says. Mr. Marsh, can you come out and help us out here, please? We need some more help, man. We need some backup. We're in the rural area.
He's a vested interest out here. He's got water on his property. He's got a pond.
Yep. All right, guys, let's roll it up. They got a ride today. Thank you for coming out. Amargosa Valley. You guys are awesome. Stay cool. That's a bad bike, brother. Enjoy yourself. Stay safe. Stay up. All right, guys. They're here to support us in protesting the I.P.M.C. These folks came out and rode today.
I was knee deep in the midnight.
We're trying to say that the I.P.M.C. has
so
no
too tired to pray.
governmental framework.
Every road I took was broke.
Thank you guys very
Every
much for
dream
what you
had
got to
slipped
say. We
away.
appreciate you. Come on back to Death Valley, Guadalupe, Energy Fuel and Farms. You already know what it is. You don't know.
But in the quiet of my room, mercy spoke my name.
I've been running from forgiveness, like a thief out of running grace. Built my walls with pride and sorrow, till I met him face to face. Didn't hear no choir of angels, no lightning, no flame, just a whisper in my darkness. Mercy spoke my name. When I should have been gone, he held me close, turned my ashes into hope. Every scar I wore, he washed away. When mercy spoke my name, didn't need no proof of fame. He just called me child again, and I'll never be the same since mercy spoke my name.
I was standing in the valley where the good Lord does his work. He don't always calm the storm, but he sure can heal the hurt.
Now I'm preaching from the wreckage that grace can find the worst of men. I ain't proud of where I've been, but I'm proud of where he stepped in. Oh, when I should have been gone, he held me close, turned my ashes into hope. Every scar I wore, he washed away. When mercy spoke my name, didn't need no proof of fame. He just called me child again, and I'll never be the same since mercy spoke my name. I need you to be. Now every mile I walk in grace reminds me where I fell from.
But even in my darkest days, he still calls me son.
When I should have been gone, he held me close.
Turn my ashes into hope.
Every scar I wore, he washed away. When mercy spoke my name, now the past don't own this flame. My chains are gone.